Do you want a copy?
No, I believe you.
Okay. Wait, we're.
Mine has it.
Have we sent you guys?
Yeah.
Who's
on first? What's on second?
Sign.
John,
Stuff.
you're set?
We got it all.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 2nd Hartland Selectboard meeting. It is 5:35. The first item of business tonight are the minutes from August the 18th. I would entertain a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Thank you, Tom. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Jim. Any comments?
I only think where we made the motion to buy 10 lights, we ought to point out that the 10th light was to go on the corner.
On the corner.
Just so we didn't think of
Yep.
buying a spare tire.
Went for your driveway at home, or is that what you're worried about? Okay, then also under new business, the Vermont Old Cemetery Association, I think we agreed to pursue the workshop in the spring, and I think we might want to record that.
Okay.
And then just knowing that maybe these minutes will be read in the future under town manager update, we should add that the operation to remove the corn harvester was from Lull Brook. So just give the location of where that is. Any other questions, changes? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Next item are the orders or the accounts payable through today, September the 2nd. Again, I would entertain a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Thanks, Clyde. A second.
A second.
Thank you, Tom. Okay. Any discussion?
Trace? Do you want to get it?
John, is the payment to the audit firm the final payment?
Nope, we'll have one more smaller invoice.
Okay. Thank you. That's it for me.
I'm good. This was easy.
Okay.
We're moving.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is like unusual here. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion passes. Moving on to public comments. Are there any public comments this evening? Sherry? Okay.
Yes, a request for next meeting, please. The 90-day dog warrant is up. And so if you could have a report on that, it's better, best practice would be to have the constable come in and give us a report on that, please.
Sure, that's a good idea. 90 days from what was the launch date?
We're now just after July 1st, I believe.
No, it was June 16th.
Was it June? Sure. It was June 16th.
I was gonna bring it up tonight, but I looked at the date and I'm like, oh no. So
Give or take one day.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Grace, anything online? Okay. Okay. I skipped adjustments to the agenda. As John and I just chatted beforehand, I'm sorry, but we don't have any. We'll flow through the agenda as presented. The first and only item under old business is the capital plan. We talked with Two Rivers, Brian from Two Rivers, and John at one of the last meetings. John sent a rather comprehensive spreadsheet to us. I think tonight we're only looking to continue the discussion and then move toward perhaps the next meeting to finalize the capital plan.
Right, so at the last meeting, there was the spreadsheet. We talked about kind of the summary report of the capital budget, capital plan. I sent along the spreadsheet the following day. This item, agenda item, is really if there were questions on the spreadsheet that were sent along, or other discussion items before we move forward with. We could put it on the agenda for next month, but again, there's the next meeting, but there's a public hearing that goes along with adopting the capital plan. So we put it on under old business just in case there were questions on that spreadsheet that was sent out.
So the spreadsheet indicates a $4 million bond for Quechee.
Correct.
And then kind of using, I think, what's left of our unencumbered fund balance.
Correct.
Which kind of drains the coffers.
Right.
The equipment fund looks really good.
Yep.
It's well mapped out, right?
Right.
I think the unknowns, right? What's our liability for the covered bridges? I don't know that we have a good cost estimate for that.
I don't think we do.
So that's a risk. When you look at the rec building in Damon Hall, we know that there's still projects that need to be done from the original engineering assessments.
Right.
Those aren't in.
Right, because a lot of those were not required as much as they were kind of, we would recommend, X, Y, and Z, and we have that for all the buildings, right?
But like some things, we have to kind of chip away the stone here. If we don't repair the front steps and somebody falls, there's a major liability issue.
Right.
Because it's a metal problem.
Right.
So I think we've got to figure out for the buildings, what do we want to plan? And this is a 10-year plan.
Right.
If we're not planning, we're missing a big issue here. Library, it has some site engineering work, doesn't appear to have the cost of the projects. So I guess so it's all the buildings that don't have.
Right, it's all the buildings, but what was included in the library was being funded under a different grant to do some potential scoping work, and we still haven't heard on that.
But the repair work for the rec building, Four Corners, library, and Damon, it's just, the repair work isn't covered. So I think we have a partial picture.
Okay.
We don't have a 10-year picture.
Okay.
Jim and John, one of the North Hartland bridges we're waiting on the state to give us a report and also possibly fund some of that.
And possibly fund, correct.
Okay.
We have a third that if you look at the engineering report, the last one that was done, it says that because of the weight of the flooring, the trusses are buckling and collapsing.
Yeah.
And that's been like that for a decade. Right. So we have a lot of unfunded projects. We ought to get them on the list and get an estimate.
Right. So with Damon Hall, like with town buildings specifically, right now we have not historically, been setting money aside annually like we do for the equipment fund.
Right.
So I think for the purpose of the capital plan, we can identify a certain number of those projects, but I think it's important to put a number in that spreadsheet that we are allocating per year to start checking these boxes. If we're using the fund balance to potentially partially pay for the Quechee Road.
Right. Or you use your fund balance, your unencumbered balance, to fix all the buildings so they're not deteriorating. You do one bond for one project.
Right.
So it needs some more.
Yeah. Okay.
Will you follow up with John on some of those items? Okay. And then I just urge everyone to please spend some time with that. As Jim said, once we commit to it, yes, we'll be changing it and updating it, but it is our first attempt at a 10-year plan for the town. Okay, any other questions, discussion on the capital plan? John, remind me, what is the public, how long do we have to warn?
I believe it's a 15-day notice to adopt, and then the select board can adopt it at the meeting.
Okay.
Does that have to go to the planning commission to do?
No. No, it's all done at the select board level.
Okay. Let's move on then to new business. We just came back from a site visit to Lull Farm Lane. Is there any additional discussion on the reclassification or the non-reclassification?
I don't think the reclassification solves the issue.
Say that again?
I don't think the reclassification solves the issue.
Right.
We have, public right of way that has non-public items on it. I think there needs to be a different solution.
Also, there doesn't seem to be clarity as far as how is that road categorized? Is it a class 4? Is it a trail? What is it right now?
So if I look on the A&R atlas and the town road maps that are printed, it shows as a class 3 road to Marco Hickey's house. And then there is no, if you're using the atlas or the tax map, the symbology becomes different, for class 3 and class 4. All of it ends at the house. You can see the existing parcel lines. We maintain a right of way down to, the old barn foundation, which I believe you walked to, Trace. But there is no road classification there.
So on the tax map, there is.
So I was trying to look at it just before the meeting, yeah.
But I don't know, which is right.
Right.
So
right,
when you say the road map, is it V.S.A?
So we get printed maps from V.S.A, and then the same, interestingly, the same data should be fed into the HC Natural Resource Atlas. So I don't know why there's a discrepancy here.
Is the town presently, because the road has not been thrown out, is it asked to plow that road or maintain it? And up to her driveway, is it a town maintained road up to that driveway?
That is my understanding. Yep.
And,
right. So we plow and maintain up to the driveway, and then there's a fence and there's a well in the public right of way.
And I think that makes it problematic, given that there are attributes to a private residence in a public right-of-way. So one thought I had is we would talk to the Hickeys and sell that portion of that to them and make it all part of their property.
Can you define the portion?
No, I don't want to do that right now. I'm just saying, well, it seems as though the portion is where they've been maintaining it. So there's a clear line,
Yeah.
but I don't have a parcel map in front of me or whatever. But
And I agree with you.
I think and I don't know whether past boards did something or whatever, but there's obviously a private use in a public right of way, and that is problematic.
I guess I was more concerned about, I think that's a good plan. I just was more concerned about the fact that the abutters might not want that road close, but it doesn't reach anyone else's properties because the road stopped before the barn that's no longer there. And the foundation shows you where the barn was located. There's still a marker. So I can't see, unless the road was able to be bent or twisted to move it to somebody else's landline space to accept it to go through, because it's not a through road, so I can't see the butters having any legal force to stop it from being thrown out as well.
I think we.
Do they have any legal?
How do we know it wasn't discontinued in the past?
We'd have to go through the town records to ensure that it was not actually discontinued previously.
It would be a good research project. And, we're not solving problems already solved in
Right. So we can do that. I mean, like,
Well, in 1952, they threw up multiple roads
okay.
that right in the road book. I don't know which volume of the road books it's in, but it's in there.
Our assistant clerk would love to do a history project.
I heard she's very good at it.
She's very good at it.
Excellent.
Well
at that.
qualified.
Yes.
Exactly.
And she may not take the minutes right now. Not record it, but,
Anecdotal, so it's much better to have some written record. The family history is that the road never was thrown up. Yeah, because that was an operating requirement of 5. So that throwing up roads in 52 did not be something.
Could you please identify yourself?
Oh, I'm Theo Ambrose. I live on Town Road 70, that's Lull Farm Lane.
okay, so what I'm hearing is we're going to ask our esteemed colleagues upstairs to do a little more research.
Just to ensure that it was not given up previously.
Okay. And then we can weigh our options, one of which is to offer to sell a particular piece of that, which would be essentially on the current occupant's front lawn, including the well that's now in the middle of the road. And Trace, I think your point of that the land abutters do not really abut the road. The properties, no other properties really touch that road as far as we know. This is one that maybe leads us to that sale option. Okay.
So we'll keep it on the agenda for future agenda items or under old business, do some homework on it and revisit the conversation at the next meeting as well.
We should probably talk to the Hickeys.
Right. And we sure.
Tara is not, that's my neighbor, and I'm sort of here on her behalf to gather what your sentiment is. When you use the term sell, public right of way, would there be a monetary exchange
That's
involved?
what we're thinking.
So you
I don't know if it's $1 or reasonable real estate
so
value.
that's- past history would be a like transaction.
Well, we have to be real careful here.
Yes. Well, as a resident on the road, I would be disappointed if the town gave up the right of way through there, because I have to scrape and wear my fingernails out trying to maintain public access to trails in this town, and that currently is a right of way. So I would ask the town to just designate it a legal trail, non-mobile.
I think that's where you might be coming into conflict with the neighbors, because it's designating legal trail. These are going to be drawing people onto private properties. So that's something else that has to be discussed. Because you're bringing people on a legal trail right to the edge of that stone wall, and then there are several properties that are on the other side of it. I can understand where you're headed, because you're probably thinking it would be a good place for
So we're talking
hiking,
about
trailing, and these other trails are fantastic. I'm just questioning whether the neighbors are going to want to have that.
I think
Can
I-
somebody online ask, can you just either move the chair closer or speak up so folks online can hear you?
to the point of it being a legal trail, non-motorized, it currently is a public right-of-way. So to designate it a legal trail would be still a public right-of-way, so there'd be no change in use. There'd be no change in function. So, but you would preserve a value that currently exists, that is, it's a public right-of-way.
If nobody uses it, what's the value?
Well, I'm gonna, semantically, it has a value, just as a gallon of air at the top of Garden Hill is currently not being used by anyone here at the board, but it still has a value because you might someday go to the top of Garvin Hill and breathe that gallon of air. So it's a public right-of-way that leads down through Margot's. It has not been used for any purpose for 70 years, but there are going to be, unless the idiots in Washington do something really stupid, there will be subsequent generations of human beings living in Hartland, so preserve what you have now.
Okay.
Okay,
So I hear you. That's been the sentiment before. Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I don't get it. You've got something, why give it up?
We haven't made a decision. We're just
I know,
discussing it.
But you understand my position?
Yes, we understand your position.
Okay, any other discussion at this point? So we have some research to do.
Yep, we'll keep it on the agenda for the next one.
And
Hopefully come back with more information.
We have Theo's paperwork.
The other factor, just for discussion, is we should find out that whether or not there's private development in a town right-of-way would somehow preclude it from continuing it, as a town right-of-way.
I think we've had that discussion with the lawyer before, and if somebody erects something in a town right away, especially if it's considered a road, it's our obligation
So what?
remove it as a hazard.
Right, so then if it's remove the existing development or find an alternative solution, which would be to potentially, not own that section of road anymore.
Or change the section of road, swap it with the landowner.
Right. So I think but the fact that there's development within the right of way does present an additional issue that we need to address.
I don't think we can sort of fully excuse the development in the right of way. That was not a town decision.
It was not.
To drill a well right in the middle of okay.
It would be if it was sold.
Yeah, no,
It would be,
Right.
it would solve the problem.
Yes,
100%. Yes.
because
And then maybe,
it's just a short section, then this trail does not connect to any other trails.
then
You go down a couple hundred yards and you can just turn around.
then maybe the landowner could give an easement for people to hike the trail.
They could.
but it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere, but if it
Right,
would
down to the stone wall and back.
Right. Yeah.
But if we're trying to appease the entire.
No, I understand.
Right.
It just,
So we'll come back at the next meeting with more information.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready. Move on. Okay. The next item is a planning commission update. Is
Dan is online.
Okay.
I'm trying to unmute Dan, but Dan, if you can unmute yourself. I should say, I mentioned Dan reached out today to let me know he was slightly under the weather. So, if we can't connect with Dan, I don't think there was anything pressing that needed action. So we can just revisit this again at the next meeting.
Yeah, I was a little confused by the planning commission.
Am I on now?
You are on.
Oh, there we go.
Dan, the floor.
Yeah, it just reinforces our case for the technical help. So I don't really have any specific thing to report. We did distribute the last draft. We think it's close to final. Myself having gone over it, we do have to resolve a few points, mostly concerning commercial development in the rural residential areas, which is the main one is that area of Route 5 between Three Corners and Four Corners. There's also a small section on Route 5 just before the Hartford town line, but the main one is there. So there's some conflicting language in there. And I don't know that we've ever gotten a sense either from the public or from the Planning Commission as a whole about, what we want to do, whether we want to keep it the same that we had. So I think that's probably the thinking.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them tonight what I can, and then everyone can attend tomorrow and weigh in on this.
So Dan, you're meeting tomorrow. Is there a plan for a second meeting in September in order to move the process along towards?
Not only, no, we don't have a date.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we could get one on short order. I think the problem was that in this particular month, the middle of September, I think the straw poll was that people weren't going to be around. We'd have a hard time getting a quorum, but we might be able to do it on it doesn't have to be the third Wednesday. Maybe we could just pick a date, a random date. Maybe we could get people there. So.
Okay.
But the worst case would be October 1st, or the first
Wednesday
in October. Yeah.
Dan, the Wednesday's agenda is out, and I noticed that there really isn't a slot for public comments. So I didn't know quite how you saw, getting that feedback that you're hoping to get.
Yeah, we always do it, and I'll note that we probably should put it in the agendas automatically. But we always take public comments at the beginning of the meeting. We were unaware that they had to be, that had to be an agenda item to take public comment. But so that was just an oversight on our part.
Okay, good. And do we have the emergency planning section in yet?
No, that's on my tape. That's on my desk. That's
Okay.
That's me.
So we can't get any pressure on the commercial.
Well, I'll put the pressure on them. And I was asked about the energy chapter. It's been a long time since that was worked on. That's ready to go as well?
Yeah, from what I understand, it wasn't my particular bailiwick, but I think that took the recommendations from Two Rivers and from the Energy Commission when it was established, years ago now, but and incorporated all those things. There were several the Two Rivers pointed out several state requirements now, so we've worked those in, or they did, and we've adopted them. So.
Great. Any questions for Dan? Tom? Okay. Dan, thank you very much. And I think some of us will probably attend tomorrow night's meeting to support the process.
Yep. All right. Great.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Okay. In our packets, we have a liquor license. I didn't recognize Windsor Brewing Company, but I'm told that we know that company.
Great. So Windsor Brewing Company, also known as Hartland. This is a liquor license for the Library Prom event being held this Saturday. There's a map at the back of just like we do with all kind of one-off liquor license applications that come in.
All right. Tracy, do you want to comment? Any thoughts on them?
Well, yeah, we're celebrating the library's building's 25th year this year. It was finally erected as a library in 2000, so we're having a big celebration this Saturday, 7 to 9, in the form of a prom celebration. You do not have to dress up. I hope to see you all there.
Thank you.
What?
Here.
Yes, at Damon Hall. And we also have archives up. There's a lovely picture of Clyde with a gigantic mustache. At the library right now, we have all of these collected items from the archive, which is really nice to see. It's been really nice for patrons to come see what it used to look like and where it's come. So, but in terms of the beer, we are hoping to serve some beer from Hartland, and we'll have a little bit of finger foods as well.
Sure. Who actually serves the beer?
Representative from Hartland.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a serving license.
So we don't have a liability issue. It's all part of that.
No, they're
Okay.
fully trained.
Yeah. Contract and insurance is all.
Right. So the library took, in addition to being covered under the town policy, because they are serving alcohol, they did take out an additional kind of rider policy with passive for the event.
How do you protect the piano?
So the piano is covered. It doesn't really move out of the main floor.
Maybe a sign that says.
Unfortunately, right.
And I've made a request for the elevator keys to be available. Park. Okay, looking for a motion to accept the list of.
So move.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to town highways. In our packet, we have information about the 911 for Town Highway 8. John, you want to step us through what we're doing here?
Right. So this is for Town Highway 8, which is a existing public road up the top of Barron Hill that, if you were to follow it all the way through, would connect back up to Advent Hill. There's a couple of existing houses and some future development to be planned up there at some point. So this is, once there's a certain number of structures on the road, the E911 board requires us to name it. Mary is my guest. So,
Mary Blake, hi.
Mary recently applied for a construction permit for an additional structure, which triggered the E911 board flagging it for us, and the road needs a name now. Mary can talk to the road name that was chosen in just a second.
Yes.
But in essence, sorry, just one second, Mary. In essence, we're doing nothing but naming the existing road. There's no discussion about reclassification or anything else.
How many properties such roads are?
How many properties? Currently, there's, I think, 4 parcels that abut the road, but one of those parcels is a large parcel which could be subdivided in the future. And I think there's, kind of individual plans to do that.
Mary, do you want to?
Just to say that I shared this email with John, I believe, or maybe it was.
The other John.
The other John, thank you. That my property, which is right on the road of Town Highway 8, was sold to me by Roger Trottier. He had let me know that the town had been considering naming that road maybe 4 years ago, and I just have an email from him, I can look at the date. But basically, it was Schroeder Road that he put, or was put before the town. And I'd have to find the email, I'm looking right now to see who put that before the town. Roger named somebody who said Schroeder Road, so I'm sharing that because that's the name of the original people who owned the whole farm there, the Schroeders. No?
The originals were the Merrills,
Oh, okay.
and they sold to the Schroeders.
Okay, so Roger said Schroeder, but it could be Merrill. I said that sounded good because I like history and I feel like whoever had, been there before deserved to have the name road, either Schroeder or Merrill. So I'm just representing what I shared.
Does the select board need to be involved in the naming?
Yep. If you look at what was included in your packet, specifically bullet number 2, the board, when it says the board staff, they're talking about the E911. If re-edition requires a road name change, approval will be needed by the select board or designated municipal authority. So I think we have a road name, we have a need to change the road name, we have a proposed road name, Schroeder Road, and so all it needed is action by the select board.
Okay. Mary, did you get any input from any of the other landowners up there?
I believe at the time there could have been a word around. Okay. I don't have all that information. It would be something that Roger probably had access to. Yeah. I wasn't a part of the group other than Roger let me know. Okay. So I didn't get the other names.
Okay.
I didn't think to do that before this meeting either.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
The other people that live along the road might want input on, and how many houses are there?
So off the, Mary, correct me if I'm wrong, there's the driveway where we stop plowing, which I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Carolyn Lee.
Yeah, Carolyn Lee, where the road Y. So there's Carolyn Lee, there's your house. That's those are the only two existing
Yes.
driveways that are off of the road right now.
Correct.
Right.
All right, so there's really not,
So right now there's two houses off of the road.
Well, I would assume you'd want to have both of those parties in agreement to that. And is there any other roads in town with Merrill Road or Schroeder Road?
There is no other Schroeder roads in town.
Is there a Merrill Road on
No, there
town?
isn't.
Okay, then I'm out. Whatever.
Oh, you want to Tancredi Road?
No, I really don't, no.
Just an interesting point, there's somebody on that road on the grand piano. Schroeder from Peanuts.
Oh, yes,
That's what I thought.
of course.
sorry, that went over my head.
And just so we're clear, it will be SCHRODER. There are no umlauts allowed in road namings in the state of Vermont. So,
I found the email from Roger to myself in 2022. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Okay, so thanks, Mary. Mr. McGregor, not sure who that is, called to get our input. We suggested Schroeder Road, that came from Roger and Clydeen, after the old couple that for many years spent their summers where Carolyn Lee lives. They spent most of their winters at the big stone building in Woodstock between the library and the bank on the corner of Central Street. So I don't know if Carolyn was contacted or not.
I'm thinking we can go forward if,
I don't have a strong opinion.
okay. Jim, any thoughts? Okay. Clyde here?
No, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so can I get a motion then to rename Town Highway 8 to Schroeder Road?
Would be a portion of Town Highway 8, because Town Highway 8 is now Advent Hill Road.
so this is for the entirety of Town Highway 8, which is from Barron Hill to Advent Hill.
Yeah, but isn't Advent Hill Town Highway 8 too? Oh, it's 18, right?
I think Town Highway 8 is just the connector between the two.
Yeah.
It's a portion is class 3, a portion is class 4.
And I remember seeing a map at one point where I was kind of wondering too if that was maybe Advent got renamed as well. It was Town Highway,
We will-
and it went all the way around, but that's just from memory.
Right.
But it's the portion between Barron and Advent that I think we're speaking about right now.
Right.
Not the Advent portion.
And John and I went up today just to verify that, but we didn't look at the actual numbers on the, below the name of Advent Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can we go forward? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion that we rename Town Highway 8 to Schroeder Road.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Clyde. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye, motion passes.
We will clarify that we're only that it's
I
not.
know it's been controversial, but what is the road law regarding building permanent structures on class 4 roads? Is that allowed?
I don't know. Look, having a driveway access off of a class 4 road.
Yeah, I thought they were just basically trails
So we
without
are.
permanent residents.
I don't know the answer to that. We are required to maintain class 4 roads as kind of open and passable.
in the summer.
Right. We don't grade them. We don't do anything. But if it needs a culvert, we have an
But
obligation.
I
to put
was
it in.
just a little concerned about future development along a class 4 road. I thought that was not permitted. Because then it becomes a class 3 road at some point. Possible.
Well, we have a road policy that we've been kicking around for a meeting or two, so I think we should make sure that that's clarified in that.
Well, I know it's been controversial as far as some of the things going on. I'm not trying to open that can of worms tonight, but I just think as a town, we need to have clarity as far as what we're doing with some of these roads. I mean, tonight we've had, earlier we had an issue, and so, and I know this gets very litigious very quickly.
Right, and
Curious, what's your mailing address today?
Currently,
Is it Town Highway 8?
Barron Hill,
Barron
actually.
Hill.
I think perhaps somebody had told me, who had worked on the history of the town trails and roads, that Barron Hill never went straight to Advent. It turned on Town Highway, and the old Barron Hill connected to Advent Hill. So my address is Barron Hill, but that throws off all of the way that I'm not on Barron Hill anymore.
You know, it's confusing. And as a part of this, and this leads into a broader discussion though, the road gets renamed, it will get readdressed as well.
Yeah.
So you'll be getting a new address, a new 4-digit address, which is becoming a kind of recurring theme that we need to address at some point soon, is readdressing all town roads to the new standard of 4 digits.
Right. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Okay, thank you for coming down, Mary.
That's right.
Okay. I hope you don't need your GPS to get home with all these changes.
How long will that take to catch up? It's a little bit different. Yeah.
911, update 911. How do 911?
Yeah, 911 is 74 Barron for me, but that will change too, right?
That's the whole reason for this, is the 911 push. Okay, John, town manager update is next.
Sure. So we are looking at hosting an open meeting law training with Jim Barlow in late October. So we will do that. The Conservation Commission is back in action now. We just, the Select Board, the Planning Commission, the Conservation Commission will invite the Board of Abatement and those kind of other boards as well. But just having an open meeting law training, so make sure everybody's aware of what is required and expected. We are moving forward with tax sale with 3 properties on September 12th, currently scheduled for September 12th at 11 a.m.
In the past, I've represented the town as the buyer should a property not sell.
So
So is that still the case? Assuming the procedure is the same.
So we could potentially do that. We know we didn't do it last year and all properties sold.
We did do it last year. Yeah. Well, all properties were sold, but I had to attend because of that.
Right.
Which properties?
Are you allowed to say which properties?
They're publicly posted. I don't know the addresses off the top of my head. Sure. Do you have easy access to the? Yeah, because they're posted on the town website, the tax sale notices.
3 Cootermarsh Street, 100 Chute Road,
And 40 Jenville.
and 40 Jennyville.
Okay, so 40 Jenville is before the Board of Abatement, which may cause an issue.
And there is another application for abatement for one of the other properties as well. The issue lies in that the tax notices, those applications for abatement came in after everything was noticed and published.
Right.
Should we go to the Attorney O'Toole with that question?
So, go ahead.
The issue in front of the Board of Abatement currently for 40 Jennyville Road, is a little complicated because there's a second owner on that deed that has not been contacted.
So the members of the Board of Civil Authority went there today. We also talked to John and we raised some issues that were really, this is not the appropriate place, but some of those things have already been brought up. So there's more than just that issue that we're finding.
But does that information need to go back to the lawyer and say, we may not have done our due diligence in contacting all owners of that property?
I believe specifically for that property, both property owners were listed on all tax notices that went out from the town of Hartland.
But and this is public information, this was in a public meeting, the divorce on that, and there's a legal dispute on that property, which prevents the person that should be the rightful owner from selling the property.
It's gotten even more complicated than that due to But I'm uncomfortable talking about this, but it may,
It's all discussed.
that issue may be mute, given the divorce decree.
Yeah, I'd rather,
So,
I think, to make a long story short, I think this information ought to go to the lawyer.
Right, yes.
Okay.
it has,
It's
it is,
Right.
it is.
It is.
Because maybe it's not the right thing to do to have that particular property go on the 12th, maybe there needs to be some kind of a 90-day window or something.
The challenge, not to belabor this more, the challenge is that we will continue to incur costs associated with those things.
Right.
okay, John.
Okay. So I refer back open meeting law, tax sale. We've gotten the kind of preliminary discussion with Clay Point, who did the lead and asbestos and radon testing at Four Corners, the rec center in Damon Hall. Everything was completed. They picked up the radon kits this morning. Actually, they sat out over the weekend at Four Corners. We don't have final results. That'll take another week or so.
I thought radon was already done.
So radon was done by the private home inspector that the potential future tenant had hired. In a preliminary discussion, it sounds like there's some minor issues at the Four Corners building, which is the one kind of note at the time being, that we'll need to address. But no, at this point, there's no red flags. Again, we don't have the final results back yet, though.
You're talking about the asbestos
Yes.
and lead.
Right. So we knew there was lead going in. We had
Right.
kind of reports. They found some friable asbestos tiles that we need to have kind of taken care of.
Okay. What is the projected delivery of the final report?
Right. So it's all on when they get the asbestos testing back.
Okay.
Right. Because that goes out.
That's still,
That goes out of state, out of their hands.
okay. And you're still keeping the potential new tenant abreast of
Correct.
what's happening?
Correct. And we're both in agreement that at this point, we're just kind of waiting on these results, and then, the discussions on a, potential lease can pick back up. And everybody's in agreement with that. The highway repeater needed to be replaced. We've seen a couple of, repair bills from R&R for the repeater. Through John Sanders and the Mount Escutney Repeater Association, we were able to find a used repeater for free, which saved us a $7,000 repeater bill. So it's in the garage. It will be reprogrammed this week when they come to also install the new radio in the soon-to-be, fingers crossed, backhoe, new backhoe. Rumor has it it's, very close.
It's like Christmas.
It's like, I think everybody's very excited to have the backhoe. The Hartland Rec, if you walked over there today, I believe they are starting construction of their pump track, which we talked about a few months ago. We found a new trail builder who was able to come in and get it done this year. So dirt and work will be happening this week. This is going in the corner, kind of behind if you follow the walk path around, close to, but not in the area of the tractor pull.
Okay.
Which will be a nice amenity to the town to have.
What's being installed?
A pump track. It is a bike track for people of all ages, but instead of like pedaling, you get like a moving start, and then you use the action of the bike to maintain speed. It's
Pretty cool.
It's fun. It's fun for kids. It's fun for adults. So it'll be really nice to have. And then just a quick, so Green Mountain Power notified us that we should anticipate a power outage this Thursday between 9 and 10 a.m. They're doing equipment maintenance. Rain date will be Friday.
Who's we?
We, the town of Hartland. They did not provide a specific location in town or anything. They just said we should expect power interruptions on Thursday. And then just a couple of quick schedule updates. It won't have an impact on future meetings. I'm out the week of September 22nd. I will remind you again at the next meeting. And then the VLCT Town Fair and the Vermont Town City Managers Association Conference is being held in Burlington this year in early October. So I anticipate at least myself, if not, other staff attending that as well. So it was a good event. And that is it.
John, will you just give us an update? I think it's happened since the last meeting on the discussion with Pathways.
Yes.
Quechee Road.
Yep. So I met with Pathways, the road foreman, and D&D, and we have a plan to do the ditch work that was authorized by the select board earlier this summer. Kind of cleaning out some of the ditches, cleaning out culvert inlets, in essence, to get water off of the road and flowing through those culverts to the best of our ability. Those culverts, some of them are probably 80 to 90% plugged, so once they get those inlets opened up, maybe we can coordinate with the fire department if they want to go out and clean those culverts. That'd be great. Based on this season, we probably don't anticipate this work happening until October. D&D was quite busy as quite a bit of sand to deliver still.
And I have two more. One is the paving. When do we expect the paving to happen this year?
Paving will be happening soon. We don't have a specific date. There was a strange kind of email anomaly, black hole between the paving contractor and myself, where we were kind of emailing each other into nothing. But that has since been resolved. So we have a good plan. Again, we're going to get quite a bit of paving done, not big distances, but a lot of aprons, Station Road, things like that.
Okay. Go ahead, paving.
No, I was wondering about whether you've been able to contact any tree folks.
Yep, I am meeting a tree company at the Weed Road Cemetery tomorrow morning.
Great.
To have them.
Everything while it's so dry.
Right, exactly.
Good time to get there.
Yep. That was the same conversation that we had with the abutting landowners.
Okay.
Yes.
I came down Mace Hill yesterday or the day before, and the Howe property hasn't been mowed this year, so I'm just wondering where things stand with the town and the discussion.
So I don't think the discussions really moved forward since Rob was here back in the spring. I just made myself a note earlier today to reach out to Rob, because we also have the pledge, which did not get done with the Conservation Commission before they broke for the summer. So, getting myself back on their agenda, and we can have that discussion at the time as well.
And I just want to say publicly, I plan to drop a note to Upper Valley Land Trust to say where are the trails that they basically said they would get to this summer. And here it is, September. I'll be polite. Okay, anything else, John?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Future agenda items are as Jim already pointed out, North Hartland covered bridges, the town highway and culvert policy, which we mentioned this earlier, and for some clarification on the cemetery committee. Does that still need to be an agenda item? We have a plan to go forward with.
We have a plan to go forward. I think we'll keep it as an agenda item. Still, I anticipate a final report back from Daryl.
Okay, great. The Quechee Road is an ongoing issue to address the larger sort of fix and how that's going to play in, and whether we're going to use some funds that might be available in town to do work like we're doing this summer or fall. Okay. John, is there any correspondence?
We did get a letter from MSK, an engineering firm in the state of Vermont, letting us know that the water pipe entering our building at 24 Mill Street, which is the North Hartland School, is unknown, and they would like us to do some provide some water samples so they can identify what the pipe is made from. So we'll just coordinate that directly with MSK.
They're at Bennington, aren't they?
They historically, yes, but now Burlington and Montpelier, they've grown.
Okay. So we contracted with them? Or what?
No, they are contracting with the North Heartland Cooperative Water System.
Can we just disconnect?
But that's a question. I still think that we're going to want to know what the pipe is made from. This doesn't cost us anything to provide these kind of water samples, but it does.
Maybe.
Educated guess.
But it's again, we don't own, well, I shouldn't say that. We might own the pipe to the building.
I don't think we would.
Yeah.
But I mean, why are we still connected if we're not using water? There must be a bill there, though.
I wonder if we even have a disconnect at the road.
Yeah, we can.
Probably not.
Okay. Okay, then moving on, we have an executive session this evening. There's no,
Can I ask John a question?
sure,
John, are you going to let the public know about the power being off on that date that you mentioned? Or how would you let the public know? We don't-
What a great question, Helen. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
We just got,
People would probably be interested.
yeah, we just got the letter today. It's so generic, I'm a little reluctant to, because it didn't provide the specific location, but.
I just looked, I have a Zoom call at that time, so.
Right.
Will it be Zooming?
It kind of, might raise more concern than necessary, but I don't think there's harm in doing it, so.
Yeah, it might be good.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Helen. Okay. Then let's move, take a quick break and move into executive session. Jim, do you want to?
I don't, because I don't have that page, so somebody else is gonna have to do it. To make Cheyenne, can you capture the motion? Do you mind?
Do you want?
There's no
No,
action.
just the back page, that back page. He needs that number.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You tried to get out of it so definitely, Jim, but it didn't work.
But I can't cut and paste.
Okay.
Let's try to get out of the executive session.
I'll take it down and I'll send it to you.
All right.
Making the motion.
We're kidding.
Make a motion under 1 V.S.A. 31383, employment or evaluation of a public officer and employee, that we move to executive session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
All right, thank you.